Hi everyone, and welcome to a new episode of Day's podcast along with a new video. So I want to say thank you so much for subscribing and liking and viewing and watching and listening. I truly appreciate it, and I want you guys to know I am working on more content and making sure that it's out so you guys can be able to get more insight on the different topics and things that we talk about. And yes, I will be making sure there are more Patreon and more episodes that are exclusive to Spotify alike as we go. And thank you again. Today we will be talking about Beyonce's B'Day. Now I've been meaning to do this commentary for a few months, and this is why. Because I got very heavily involved into Cowboy Carter as opposed to Renaissance. And I actually talked about 4 as well last year. And so I said to myself, I talked about 4, I talked about Dangerously in Love, I talked about Renaissance, and I talked about Cowboy Carter. So I talked about most of what people would know of B so far. But we've yet to dip into the nitty gritty, okay? We gotta get into just no. B'Day, we gonna talk about it. So yes, I've been meaning to talk about this album for a while, and it's just time. Let's talk about it. So B'Day is the second studio album by American singer Beyoncé. It was released on September 4th, 2006. So of course, there's 2 different release dates, August 31st as opposed to September 4th, based on where it was released first. But September 4th is the release date, her birthday. Which is why she wanted to name it B'Day. She wanted to literally strategically have it out on her birthday as an album that is more personally herself. Yep, it was released by Columbia Records, Music World Entertainment, and Sony Urban Music. Originally set to be released in 2004. Okay? 20 years ago, we were supposed to have this. It's 2024 right now. So we were supposed to have this 20 years ago. B'Day was planned as a follow-up to Beyonce's solo debut, Dangerously in Love. However, it was delayed to accommodate the recording of Destiny's Child's final studio album, Destiny Fulfilled, and Beyonce's starring role in the 2006 film Dreamgirls. So, I don't want no one saying this woman didn't have patience to do something she wanted to do. I'm just saying that. I'm not saying anything more or less, because she had to do a movie and a whole nother album that is a collaborative with her sisters, okay? So, I can't blame her for taking 2 years off of herself to do something for herself, visually, in a movie, and with her sisters. Okay? Just want to make sure that's clear, whether it's heard or watched, because I just know, and I felt it in 2004, even when Destiny Fulfilled was released. And I will talk about Destiny Fulfilled. That is an album I wanted to make sure I talk about in the midst of talking about this album, because why not? They attach to each other in a way, and this is where it is right here. And I commend her for literally just saying to herself, listen, I will get back to me on my solo project, but for right now, let's get more of a sense of who people already see and who have seen me be. Pun intended. Seen me be, you know? So, yeah. While on vacation after filming Dreamgirls, Beyonce began contacting various producers and rented Sony Music Studios, completing the album within 2 weeks. Most of the lyrical content of the album was inspired by Beyonce's role in the film, with its musical style ranging from 1970s to 1980s funk influences and balladry to urban contemporary elements such as hip hop, pop, and R&B. Live instrumentation was employed in recording most of the tracks as part of Beyonce's vision of creating a record using live instruments. So again, like, despite 48 minutes of it being, she did this within 2 weeks. She was ready. She said, okay, I worked with my sisters. There's a movie out people can be able to watch by Christmas, I believe, because I think the movie was coming out, literally by the end of that year in the midst of this album releasing. So it made sense. It was like, you know what? Yeah, I'll get back to me. But yes, recorded in April 2006. So in April 2006, it only took her a couple weeks. So you imagine from this formula here, all of what she's done up until now, and what time it could have took for all those projects. Despite her saying how long it could have took for each of them, it just pours into her artistry as a whole, where you say to yourself, well, girl, back in the day, you was in the studio every other day and cranked out more than 30 songs or more and just was like, listen, done. And slayed. There ain't no skips on this. At all, honestly. No. Upon its release, B'Day received generally favorable reviews from music critics, who directed most of the acclaim towards its sonic quality and Beyonce's vocal performance. A commercial success, the album debuted atop the US Billboard 200. See, okay, when they are like commending you and letting you know, like, you that girl, they will say debuted it atop, okay? Like, you didn't just debut it, you debuted it atop. Like, you okay? Selling over 551,000 copies in its first week. Among numerous additional accolades, it won Best Contemporary R&B Album at the 49th Annual Grammy Awards 2007, B'Day Anthology video album, which featured 13 music videos to accompany the album's tracks, was released alongside the album's deluxe edition reissue in April 2007. B'Day has been certified quintuple platinum by the Recording Academy, and as of 2013 has sold over 8 million copies worldwide. That's a big deal. B'Day produced 6 singles. Deja Vu peaked at number 4 on the Hot 100, while Ring the Alarm became Beyonce's highest debuted single at the time, but broke her string of top 10 singles after peaking at number 11. Irreplaceable became her 4th Hot 100 number 1, while Beautiful Liar peaked at number 3. Both singles achieved widespread international success. Get Me Bodied was released exclusively in the United States, while Green Light was released internationally. Neither replicated the success of their predecessors. To further promote B'Day, Beyonce embarked on her second solo concert tour, The Beyoncé Experience. A live album titled The Beyoncé Experience Live was also released. But yes, she did a lot for this album. Like, she was going off. Between March 2002 and March 2003, Beyonce had productive studio sessions while recording her debut solo studio album Dangerously in Love, recording up to 45 songs. After the release of Dangerously in Love in June 2003, Beyonce had planned to produce a follow-up album using several of the leftover tracks. However, on January 7, 2004, a spokesperson for her record label Columbia Records announced that Beyonce had put her plans on hold in order to concentrate on the recording of Destiny Fulfilled, the final studio album of Destiny's Child, and to sing the Star Spangled Banner at the Super Bowl in Houston, Texas, which was a childhood dream of hers. Furthermore, she starred as Xa and Zania, I think, in the 2007 or Zania or Zania, in the 2007 comedy mystery film The Pink Panther, which was filmed in 2004. She also spent the following 2 years promoting Destiny Fulfilled and um, Destiny's Child's first greatest hits album, Number Ones, 2005, embarking on their final world tour, Destiny Fulfilled and Lovin' It. The group would disband in 2006. So this just adds on to what I was already saying with just Dreamgirls alone. Like, she already was doing the Pink Panther in the midst of releasing Dangerously in Love, as opposed to Destiny Fulfilled and touring for Destiny Fulfilled while releasing a Number One's greatest hits album. And then Dreamgirls. Okay? And then from this, because we're not done talking about this album, she released another album in the midst of getting off her The Beyoncé Experience tour, live tour, which was I Am, which we will talk about. And so that's why before we had gotten 4, she took months off. She said, oh my God, did I really just year to year just release? And it's like, yes, you did. And it was definitely full circle for her, as where she had said, by her 30s she wanted to have children, and she did just that and got married. But this is right before that, so not to spoil too much, but let's continue on. Beyonce originally recorded Check on It for the Pink Panther soundtrack. Although its soundtrack inclusion was canceled, it was released as the second single from Number Ones on December 2005 and became Beyonce's third solo U.S. Hot 100 number 1 single, later appearing as a bonus track on the international edition. It appeared as a bonus track on the international editions of B'Day. In late 2005, Beyonce decided to postpone the recording of her second album because she had landed the lead role in Dreamgirls, a film adaptation of the Tony Award-winning Broadway musical of the same name, 1981. As she wanted to focus on one project at a time, Beyonce decided to wait until the film was completed before returning to the studio. Beyonce later told Billboard, "I'm not going to write for the album until I finish doing the movie." Just like that. Just like literally, like why would I want to just? It was just putting so much on her. Her sister Solange co-wrote "Get Me Bodied," "Upgrade You," and "Flaws and All." Okay, so her sister also was involved in this album. While having a month-long vacation after filming Dreamgirls, Beyonce went to the studio to start recording on B'Day. She said, "When filming ended, I had so many things bottled up, so many emotions, so many ideas," prompting her to begin working without telling her father and then manager Matthew Knowles. Beyonce kept the recording somewhat quiet, telling only her artist and repertoire executive Max Gauss and the team of producers they contacted to collaborate on the album. So this album was actually in secret. Beyonce would move from studio to studio to check her producer's progress, later claiming this fostered healthy competition among producers. So she purposely wanted to make sure there was enough that could be made and put together for a number of people to kind of dive in and say, well, this could be here, this could be here. And then she can kind of look and be like, you know what? I see what you did here. I like this. Let's tone this down a little, but keep it, she wanted to make sure. And like I've said with those before her, when it comes to your second album, I'm doing what I want. And that's what it was. But yes, let's get into the track list. It definitely was released by her birthday and definitely got, really good reviews, really great reviews. And yes, won a Grammy for the album in 2007. Let's see here. And as far as controversies and everything like that, I will we will talk about all that on the Patreon. This is a podcast where we talk about things broadly and respectfully. We don't need to dip into things where we gotta always talk about alleged unless there's a paywall, and where we do it respectfully there too. But yes, track 1, Deja Vu, featuring Jay-Z. Track 2, Get Me Body. Track 3, Sugar Mama. Track 4, Upgrade You, featuring Jay-Z. All right, so already by track 4, I'm already slayed. Like, I'm already slayed by track 4. Track 5, Ring the Alarm. All right, I'm on the floor now. She's mad. She's. Oh my God! Like, there's just track 6, Kitty Cat. She's mad, but then letting I can do all by myself. I can please me. I ain't gonna worry about you, okay? And then Freakin' Dress, track 7. Oh, well, if my man feel like he can do something, I can do it too. Let me go get, where's that dress? Okay, and then track 8, Green Light, which is a step further into what I just said, where she said, you know what, fuck it, I'm done. I don't got time for this shit. I don't need him. I don't need any of it. And and then track 9, Irreplaceable, where it's more of a calmer sense of that, where it's like, I'll be all right. You ain't gotta worry about me. And then track 10, which is Resentment, where it's just like, okay, I'm feeling away. Like, this is not cool. Like, why did you do this? Why did you feel like this was all right? Like, why would that be what you wanted to do? Why does this matter to you? Like, really, like, what did it really benefit for you besides your ego rising to something that it just eventually falls down to where it was because you realize that person and what it wasn't enough? Why waste your time? But I resent that, is what she's saying, because it's like, this is weird. Like, this is like, it's me. Like, I was here first. Like, what? Like, no, listen. Track 11, Encore for the Fans. Track 12, Listen, which was from Dreamgirls. Track 13, Get Me Body, which was extended, which was a hidden track. So I'm going off the original track list here, because with Listen, she really sang down. Like, she was letting us know, like, I'm me. The Japanese edition, there's a track 11 song called Creole, which I have not heard yet. You can look that up. Track 12, which is Check On It, which is for the Japanese edition. International edition, track 11 is Check On It. And then International Revised Digital Edition, Deja Vu Remix. So the North American edition for the deluxe, everyone's listening to this being like, well, wait a minute, you're missing a few songs. I'm getting there, hold on. Track 1, Beautiful Liar with Shakira. Track 2, Irreplaceable. Track 3, Green Light. Track 4, Kitty Cat. Track 5, Welcome to Hollywood. Now, Welcome to Hollywood was something else, because it's like, wait a minute. Who is the light? Wait a minute. Hold on. Track 6, Upgrade You, featuring Jay-Z. Track 7, Flaws and All. Yes, okay. That is on the deluxe. Track 8, Worldwide Woman. Track 9, Get Me Body, the extended mix. So when you get the deluxe, you pretty much get the whole Get Me Body. You don't just get the, regular Get Me Body. Which I thought was a smart idea. Why not? Track 10 is If, which is, similar to Resentment. Like, what if somebody is really trying to have me and you just sitting here thinking and feeling like, that's not attainable. Like, you can't make yourself attainable and then I'm not. Like, no, like, that's not okay. And I'm seeing that there was a series of that implemented and throughout a lot of her albums up until Lemonade, where she just had enough. It's just like, all right, y'all. He fucked someone else. Like, just and she said it very much blatantly. Like, no, this nigga really went out his way. Becky with the good hair, whatever he really went out his way. Whether we was having a child and still went and did what he did on purpose. And then gonna look at me like I'm just gonna let me just be the great star that I am. Let me just be the great person and great man or woman or whatever. I just, coming from a general sense, but in her sense, let me be the great woman that I can be for you while you just do whatever you want to me. And yes, respectfully, Jay did release 444 to be able to show the public that, you know, he was and is apologetic to those actions. But like I said, there were implements of just the sense that things were not okay, but creatively, I'm gonna make it look good. Okay? But yes, track 11, Freakin' Dress, track 12, Sugar Mama, track 13, Deja Vu, featuring I'm saying the track list twice, featuring Jay-Z, track 14, Ring the Alarm, track 15, Resentment, and then track 16, Listen, featuring, you know, the song from Dreamgirls. But yes. And then there was an international edition where they had, you know, songs that were in Spanish as well. And yeah, there was a Latin American edition where Irreplaceable was in Spanish, and Oi, which is for, I believe, Listen. And then there's Bella and Brustio, which is for Beautiful Liar. So there was a few songs that she, you know, experimented and said, I want to be able to sing in a different language, and why not? And it's appreciated. And yes, this was a video album. This was the start of the video album because she realized with her first album, like, they really love my visuals, so why not make it even a step further? And she said Beautiful Liar, Irreplaceable, just pretty much the whole album, besides a couple of tracks, which were on the bonus deluxe, were as video featurettes. So definitely check it out. Definitely listen and stream. And this will make her happy to know that she's, you know, shown and has done so much throughout the years. And from seeing her last year, she said for over 25 years, you know, y'all rocked with me. And yes, us fans, us B fans, we will continue to rock with you because you've done so much and even put time to do other things from something that you would have wanted to do, but knew over time it'd be something you could make greater. That's artistry. So, thank you guys for watching and listening. I truly appreciate it, and I'll be back with more.